All right, man. We're settled in. You know the vibrations, man. MIC podcast, where everyone is a master of their own creation. Our guest today, man, we're just gonna keep showing love to this past artist talk mental health cohort. My guest today, super dope woman. She is a sacred sound artist. She is a teacher, a spiritual leader. She hosts workshops. She is, has an incredible voice as well. With the wonderful Ayana Sade. Ayana, what's going on?
What's going on?
How you doing? Yeah, she just gave you a little sampler there.
Sampler, little taste.
Yeah, right. First off, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, taking the time. And this is really again just like, we were like, talking about off camera, like it's been like since the graduation, since like I've last seen you. You feel me? So just kind of break down just like what's life been like for you like this past month.
Ooh, this past month. So first of all, thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
I'm a fan. I like the show. I got to see some of my cohort participants. I got to see Bird.
There you go.
Sydney.
Yeah.
They were lit. Their interviews were so good.
Nice.
So check it out if you ain't check it out. But yeah, this last month has been a very wild time. I think astrologically, it's just been a lot going on, and so it's reflecting down here with us.
Mm-hmm.
I was randomly fired from my job.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Damn.
And it was just weird, but I feel like it's a redirection, and so maybe we'll talk some more about that. But it was like no write up.
Damn.
No, none of that. And so I was like not prepared.
Yeah.
But I guess in the same time prepared because God always gives us like we all have talents and skills and like things that we are literally born to do. And sometimes we get stuck doing the things that we're supposed to be doing based off of what we think we're supposed to be doing, based off of like what the world says we're supposed to be doing. So I think that clearly in this season for me, God is asking me to like lean deeper into the gifts that I have. So that's where I'm at.
Here we are. Yeah, no facts.
Like 2 weeks fresh.
Yeah, damn.
Off the plantation.
Yeah. I feel well. No, I mean like I'm
off
sorry.
The nonprofit plantation.
Yeah, right.
It's a very specific type.
Super specific. Yeah, yeah, super specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, obviously I'm sorry to hear that, but what they say once one door closes and all that, another one opens. So I hope the future is bright for you for that standpoint. It just presents another opportunity. I mean, you're just freed up from opportunities that didn't serve you.
Yeah.
And we're moving forward, Joe. But
yeah, on and on.
For those who may not know, I know you're Pittsburgh, you're born and raised. So, like, what part of Pittsburgh are you from?
Oh, I'm a Penn Hills girl.
Okay.
It's the truth.
You word up.
Yeah. So I'm from Penn Hills. Yeah. So from the east side.
How was life in Penn Hills for you growing up?
It was interesting. So I'm a Jamaican girl, right?
Okay.
My daddy's Jamaican. And my mom is like a black nationalist, like Pan-African, like Black Pantheress.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Type of woman.
Yeah.
And so being in Penn Hills was interesting for me because there weren't a lot of children that was raised the way I was raised.
Facts, right.
So I was always in the situation where I was not allowed to do the same things everyone else was allowed to do. Okay. I was not allowed to like my mom and dad, between them two, they're both backgrounds. What? Absolutely not. So it was a very strict household that I was raised in. So it was interesting. It was very interesting. I didn't know other kids that were Jamaican, so I got more into like really embracing my culture, like on my own terms and like in my own heart once I got a lot older. So
what that looked like for you? Like, how did you go about like finding yourself in that or like expressing yourself in that?
I don't know. I guess like through friendships, I would say. Like, so I had one friend, and then like when I went to college for sure.
Yeah,
but in high school, I would say I had one friend that was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "From Pittsburgh."
Yeah, right.
From like Penn Hills.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, where is your people from? You just look different.
Yeah.
Like you look different." And I was like, "I look different." I was like, "Oh, my dad's Jamaican." She was like, "That's what you look like. You're Jamaican or something."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so, right, it was like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that because of my dad being a musician, I always did have a love for the culture.
Right.
He's a reggae musician.
Okay, that's dope.
Super dope.
Yeah.
So my weekends were like in the summer were like at reggae festivals.
That's
in
fire.
Ohio and just wherever he was, I was like up underneath my dad for real, a true daddy's girl.
Right, right.
Especially when I was little. So yeah, I think that then when I went to college, I had the opportunity to study Africana studies and music therapy. Um, I went to Howard for a little bit, and that was shout out to HU. You know, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want you Hampton folks to be feeling away. But my experience there was very eye-opening, like, because there were so many different kind of black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there was rocker black kids.
Yeah.
There was preppy black kids. There
Right.
was rich ass.
Yeah.
I mean, real rich, y'all.
Capital
I ain't never,
yeah.
like, rich.
Right, right.
Like, freshmen with Jaguar. I just ain't never seen money like that. Real for real. I mean, I might have knew a couple, drug dealing.
Yeah, right.
drug killers, drug dealing,
Yeah,
family.
Right.
Might have nice things.
But that legit
money
yeah.
from like legacy.
Yeah, crazy.
Never have I experienced that. And then being on the campus and knowing and like really understanding the greatness that was on that campus. Like Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack. You know what I'm trying to say? As
the Howard alumni base is pretty fucking wild.
And even just when I think about like who didn't necessarily graduate, there was some amazing people that like. It's a funny thing that people say. It's like if you get into Howard, it's a great thing. Everybody does not graduate.
Yeah,
it's a fact. They still do a lot of really cool things.
Fact.
So yeah, I would say like when I went to school,
which makes sense. I mean, like college is just like that environment for people.
Yeah, and I think that because I was studying Africana studies, and so I was understanding religion, like African religions for the first time. Like that was my first time really understanding like, okay, so what happened before Christianity?
Right.
Like how did black people worship? I had this question in my head, like I was just fascinated. I love religion. Love it. And so that was my first introduction to really studying like how did black people praise? How did black people like ceremony? Like what is rites of passage? Like what are these things? And so I was learning about I was learning so much about like Ifa, which is out of Nigeria, and then I was learning a lot about the Akan tradition, which I believe is out of Ghana. And so it was like really my first time, like just understanding. Yeah, and it was like wild because once I came back home, I had told my grandma like I'm so into like Orishas and like Africanas, like studies, but also just ATRs, which is African traditions and religions.
Okay. I mean, like that's even just like a wild question, like what happened before Christianity? Like I never even thought to ask that. Like what the like for real though? Like it wasn't like we ain't just come out, you know what I mean? Just the gate Christian, like you know what I mean? So it's like shout out to you for even thinking that way. You know what I mean? Like pretty early.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say that was a lot of meditation and weed.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
No, not respected.
Very much did in those days.
Right, the true education.
The introspective education.
Right.
Yeah, it was going down.
Facts. I'm crying.
And yeah, I would say again, like my friendships that I was having around that time, we were just like I was kind of like a nerdy kid for real. Like once.
Who are you telling?
Man,
I feel like
my shit.
Tell me about it.
Man, am I allowed to cuss?
Come on, son.
Okay.
Like yeah.
But I would say like me and when I went to Howard, I stayed with my cousin for the first semester. And me and my cousin, we would literally like smoke weed, like drink wine and take shots and watch documentaries. Yeah. Like that's what we would be doing.
Yeah. To educate. Yeah.
So we would that's how we were, I was. Yeah. I was just like my natural thing. Like I did, of course I went outside and like.
What documentaries did you fuck with usually? Like?
So I was studying people like Francis Cress Welsing.
Wow.
I was studying people like Delbert Blair. I was studying folks like those two was who I was really, really into. I was studying people like Joel Pookrum, who like really just busted my brain wide open.
Yeah, so who is she? Because like like these names are definitely new to me. Like, but like the fact that you would even just pick someone and just deep dive is pretty fucking crazy. Like, No, just because like people don't usually do that with their free time. Like usually like people just smoke weed and like it just ends there. You know what I mean? Like they don't
But it was a
do.
spiritual thing for me.
Okay.
It was. It was.
Okay.
I didn't really start smoking weed until I was like 18, 19. Like I might have hit the blunt a couple of times. And
Right.
was like, wow, this is wild.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it became a practice of mine, it was like, for me, it was like a way to like take care of like my anxiety and like just like calm down. You know what I mean? So it was like it was always medicinal.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
And spiritual. So I used to pray before I would smoke. I would pray while I was smoking, and just like it was like I'm a hippy dippy for real.
Yeah.
Like it's true.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like the beginning of my spiritual journey, it was definitely like had lots of weed involved.
So when would you say? Because like you got like the music was early in life just because like your pops was a regular artist, which is fucking dope. I mean, just even like a quick little sidebar, like is there any songs that we may be just familiar with, just like even like within Pittsburgh, like locally, like do you have any joints?
Okay, so Pittsburgh history, like the older generation will definitely know the Swamp Band. And my dad was like the lead keyboard artist for that. So
Great.
definitely like, because we have a very strong music scene.
Facts. No, 100%.
And so like
it's like the historical music scene in Pittsburgh is crazy.
Yes, and even now, like
Facts.
when you think about like, I mean, yeah, like I think we have a pretty strong scene. So I would say my dad, like in like the early '80s, my dad got here like early '80s, so like '80s and early '90s. The Swamp Band, that was my dad's band, but also he did a lot of touring with like Shaggy, Maxi Priest, Born Jamaicans. This is like early '90s into the 2000s.
Okay.
He was like able to like perform in Africa and like
that's crazy.
all over.
Which part?
I don't know where he was.
Okay.
I just know my dad.
That nigga was over there, yeah.
And I was not feeling it.
Word.
I had a whole attitude about that. I remember that.
Yeah, right.
I was not feeling that. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
I mean, your daddy's girl. You feel me? Yeah, right.
Girl, for sure. So yeah, like
okay.
I think that
Yeah, no, 100%. But just back to my original question, like when do you feel like one of the first time was that like you felt music was like healing for you? I know it's a pretty loaded question, you know what I mean? But just because like when you like truly feel like because I mean like we all love music. Let me just even music touches us on any level, if we're like alive, period. You know what I mean? But like just for you and like as far as like your practice and just like even like personally, when do you truly feel like music, just felt like it healed you?
Man, that it healed me. Oh my goodness, I have so many stories. I feel like music, for me, my relationship with music feels like a person. Like it feels like a best friend, a romantic partner, like a confidant. So I would say like I've always felt really connected with music. I would say when I first started like my spiritual journey and I was smoking a lot, like I was really listening to a lot of like Bob Marley, Still Pulse, like some Peter Tosh, but really just like really was getting into it. I was like, wow, like I just felt so like free. Like I felt free, you know what I mean? And I was drawn to marijuana, the plant, because of my experience with anxiety. Like I had, people don't know that I used to suffer in high school with anxiety. Yeah, like so that's something that I really had to work on.
Yeah.
And even when it came to like when it was time for me to sing, I would have like very severe anxiety before it was time for me to sing. But I would say it's like when I say that to say that music continues to reveal itself to me as like a lover and a friend.
Okay.
And I would say the last time that I felt that was so recently when I was writing a song that's out right now called Worthy.
Yeah.
And it was like I was going through this like weird transition with like a lover where I was like just really not wanting to like be like, I just needed time to myself is basically what it was.
Yeah, first.
But when I pulled back around and I was like, because I kind of dodged him, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of ghosted him a little bit because I was going through something and I was just really like, I can't explain this and I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to go through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just need a moment. And he was like right there when I got like done feeling my feels. It was like 2 days or a day or something. But he was just really like, was totally into the human side of
course.
You know what I'm trying to say? And okay with being like, I was just like, yeah, I just felt like, I'm sorry. Like I feel embarrassed because I was just feeling anxious. I was feeling all these things. He was like, I'm not
Yeah.
thinking, like, okay, I'm happy to talk to you.
Yeah,
You sound
right.
great.
Facts.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
right.
that you're okay.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
and I was like, wow. And then that experience really inspired like the chorus, which is I'm worthy of love on my good days.
Okay.
I'm worthy of love on my bad. So I was like, dang, like I had this like deep moment to myself where I was like, damn, like um that experience with my lover at the time is something that I also felt like with God, like when you don't do the right things that you're not going to be loved by God.
Hmm.
And so it just started going deeper and deeper and deeper and
Right.
deeper and deeper. But I think like that song shot straight through me. Like I would say I was catching the song.
Right.
Like I can't even really, I take credit for it, like as far as Spotify,
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? But I cannot take
You were
credit
just
for
a
that.
vessel for whatever needed to get out.
That song came through. And when I tell you, it was just like,
Hmm.
it was just an experience. And um I would say that was the last time because I was like even in tears
Wow.
just writing this song. And I was like, damn, like that's so amazing. Like we could be seeking something and the divine is just right here, just like just waiting for us to say yes or to surrender or to say like I need help.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like so yeah.
No. I mean, that
like
was
I'm going way deep.
no. Please, like share as much insight as you want. I mean, that was fucking beautiful. Like it's definitely one of my later questions. But like I'm gonna dive deeper into like the creative process. Like for you when it came to that song. But as far as like like let's just kind of peel back the layers as far as like your workshops and like your sound sessions, right? Just because like I know you incorporate just so many aspects of music, sound, affirmations and things of that nature. So just for anyone who may not know, just like in like as far as like your practice, what is like go into like what sound bathing is or like how it's used in meditation and just like the relationship with sound and meditation and frequencies and like all that good stuff.
Okay, so I would say so I think that was like another experience. I was like, dang, like when I was away. So I lived in Mexico for a year and a half with my son.
I forgot. That's fucking yeah, right. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
It was a wild time. It was wild. And what's interesting is just even how I got to Mexico is a whole story within itself. But when I got there, I was like introduced to all of these like tools. And I didn't realize that God was guiding me there or the divine was guiding me there. Cause I feel like God is such a small word for the divine all, the massive
Right.
universal all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the word we use, so God.
Yeah.
Or divine. But I was given someone had gave me I took like an astrology class because that's like I love astrology. It's like it's a love language for me and it's like it's just like a language that I really, really align with and I understand.
Right.
And I was taking some astrology class and one of our homework assignments was to listen to this frequency. And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? And so for those who are into astrology, like I'm a Gemini sun, but I'm a Taurus moon, Taurus rising. So if it's not practical,
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm woo woo because I know that the woo woo works. And I'm not woo woo with all the things.
Yeah, right.
I'm not one of them people that
just gonna jump in without just like jump in blindly and right.
And I'm very like this.
Yeah.
Because I was raised with that background, like my grandma's a Black Panther vibe type of woman. You know what I'm trying to say? Like my grandmother's grandfather was a Garveyite.
Yeah.
So I come from that very like
oh shit, yeah, that nigga was for real. A Garveyite. Yeah, right,
like
right.
I come from a very strict.
Yeah.
And so I don't really like, I'm not just going to believe some shit.
Yeah.
If I'm sharing it, it's because I've been practicing it for some years.
Yeah.
It has worked for me for years, brought me through seasons.
Got you.
And I can support you through it. You know what I'm trying to say? So she was giving me these frequencies and I'm like, okay, people just attach numbers and stuff and then think. the way that damn frequency that she had sent me really cracked through layers. The way I could feel the sound move through my body, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, right.
And then,
I mean, like, just even kind of going to, because my first intro to even sound bowls and like all that stuff was literally in the cohort with my man Quest. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And no, it was
Shout out to Quest.
Yeah, no, big shout out to Quest, man. And yeah, that was like a super unique experience because we were just like kind of like all on the floor, like the yoga mats and all that stuff, and it was just he would have this it was like a wooden tool, and like the bowls are made out of like, is it like a glass or like some sort of like ceramic
So it depends.
material?
Some are made out of brass.
Okay.
Some are made out of crystal.
Okay.
Some are made there's all types of bowls, but the two bowls that we know are crystal and are made out of brass.
Okay, cool. I see. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I thought it was like something, just like, no, not brass for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was brass.
And so the ones that are popular right now are the crystal ones. But
was that the ones that Quest was using?
Yes, those are the white ones.
Okay, copy. So that's crystal.
Yeah.
Really? Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And they have ones that are even more like the ones that he has are these things are pricey.
Yeah, I'm sure, because like he had like the different
set
joints. Yeah, right. Yeah, the set.
Like 8-piece or something. Like
okay,
that.
Well,
I have a 3-piece. That's what I typically use for myself and for different sound sessions or experiences that I'm hosting. But the brass ones are Tibetan, and they're like prayed over, and it's a whole process, and they're like hammered into the bowl. So that's wild.
Interesting.
And they're like, it's like a whole thing.
Right.
It's a whole ceremony.
Right. For me, like when I was, doing quests or just like, just what I remember, I just felt like super relaxed at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like, damn. Like, and I know it's like Cece was like that. Told me, you were asleep during that shit. Which is like, listen, maybe I was. Maybe I caught a quick little one, during the session. But like, it was just like the sounds you can definitely feel just like your body's relationship with sound in that moment, just like as far as like different just tones and like frequencies and sound levels, and just like kind of what like how your body reacts to those. So like that was my first experience. But like when you were given that one frequency by like it was by your teacher, right? Like for like the homework assignment. Like, yeah, like what did you personally feel like?
Oh my goodness. Like I felt it tingle through my feet.
Oh, for real? Okay. I
felt it like, and mind you, like my experience with Mexico was I was basically healing and doing a lot of like, I was teaching shadow work classes and doing hair.
Why were you out there? Or why were you living out there?
I just was like, it's a crazy story.
Mm-hmm.
But basically I had been living in I was living in Atlanta at the time. I had my son. He was 6. So I was like single momming it in Atlanta, very busy, extremely.
Talk more on the microphone?
Yeah. Just like living in Atlanta with my 6-year-old, busting my ass, exhausted to the point where I was not really like enjoying myself because I was making the money that I wanted to make as a beautician, as a cosmetologist, as a master loctician, but it was at the expense of my personal life. Like I would lay on the couch for Monday, and I think it was like Sunday and Monday. I would just lay there. I had to order out food. My body was hurting me. Everything was just like hurting me. And I had came home to Pittsburgh for something. And I just felt, for some reason, I just really felt this deep feeling that my son was feeling. Like basically he felt like I took him away from his family, and then I just sent him with strangers because I had to like pay for babysitters, and it was in the middle of COVID, and Atlanta was not closed in COVID, but schools were.
Atlanta turned up.
COVID. So
I remember that shit. That's crazy.
When I tell you my COVID experience was not everyone else's.
Yeah, right. You was in the heart of it.
I was in the heart of it. Like I spent a lot of time in New Orleans. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta. I had moved to Atlanta. So basically, I was just overworked. I was really overworked and just overwhelmed. And I know that a lot of women and Black women and Black people know that feeling. And I guess everyone really, because we work too much. But I was exhausted, you know what I mean? And for some reason, when I came home, my cousin was doing my hair. Shout out to Shani Shan, Pop Shani. Go see the museum in D.C. if you're around. But she was doing my hair. And I was like, I just had a meltdown. It was so weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, I cannot, like, our parents didn't have other options.
Hmm.
They busted their ass because that was the option.
Hmm.
Their parents super busted their asses. Sorry. But because they didn't have an option.
Mm-hmm.
Our foremothers, forefathers, ancestors, grandparents, parents set us up to have the work ethic to have whatever it is that we want.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's basically what Spirit was saying, is like, there's an opportunity. You won't have to take this opportunity because this is not going to work.
Mm.
The things that you experience, you know, we all experience things with our parents, like feeling like they don't see us, they don't know us, you know, all that teenage stuff.
Right.
But my mom worked a lot when I was a kid. My dad worked a lot.
Right.
And I think that there was a lot of things that I had to learn how to work through. And I didn't want my son to have that same experience. You know, we want a different experience for our kids.
Right.
And so basically I knew a friend that was opening a healing center out there, and she had invited me, and she was like, no, we need you. Like,
you knew her from Atlanta, or like, how'd you know?
No, I knew her through Facebook.
Okay.
Which was wild because she and I, we kind of shared similar friends.
Okay.
But she was like, girl, you need to come out here. Like, we need you. We need your voice. We need your medicine. Because I also make hair products. And she was like, we need your products. There's all these black women out here don't got no hair butter, no hair shea butter, no nothing. You need to come out here. I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, no, for real.
Right.
I'll do a tour with you. And she took me on the phone, and we like walked around all of Playa del Carmen on the phone. And I was like, the power of technology.
Wow.
And so
like she was on FaceTime, and like she was like, you know, like walking you through it. Okay, that's crazy. Okay. Right.
And I was like,
that's crazy.
And it was wild. And she was like, you see this beautiful, it's so beautiful. Look at what I got on. I don't got nothing on. It's hot out here. Like, and she was just like, you know, and I was like,
it's hilarious.
Okay. And so the door swung open and I walked through that bitch.
That's crazy. Like, so how long?
2 weeks.
So like once you got that call, 2 weeks later you was out to Mexico.
2 weeks.
That's crazy. I mean, I can't say shit. Like, I spent the week out here.
So
like,
you know,
like,
yeah. That's why when you told your story, I was like, yeah, that brother's gonna jump through that.
Yeah.
The portal opens. You better
word. You know. So I mean, listen, I definitely understand, but like, not. So like, I mean, just. What was the opportunity out there for you? Like you said it was like a healing. Okay, word. All right.
I had some money. I had a friend that was like, girl, I'll help you as best as I can. She's like, I'll help you get out there. I'll ride with you out there. Me and my son will be out there with your stuff, help you get your stuff there.
Yeah.
We can't stay long because we're not moving here.
Yeah,
but
right.
we can help.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? And I told my family because it was always a dream of mine to like live bi-coastally. I hate how cold it gets here.
I mean, yeah, don't we all, right?
But Pittsburgh summers hit.
No, they're fire. They're fire. Yeah, facts.
So, you know,
you just got to survive that heat wave, you know what I mean? But, you know, once you get past
Jamaican
that,
girl,
yeah, well, you know, there you go. So, yeah.
But, so yeah, I just was like, I just hopped through it. I told my family, like, a dream of mine, y'all know already, was to like be able to live bi-coastally. And so something opened, and in my mind I knew I was moving for longer, but I kind of like told a little, like, you know, a smidgen of a little white, like,
yeah,
like,
right.
I think I'm gonna be out here for the winter, because I couldn't even verbalize what God was saying to me about my experience and what I was getting ready for. I couldn't even share
articulate it, right?
Couldn't even articulate it.
Right.
So I was just like, I'll be out there for the winter.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Maybe. Question mark.
I literally, like, within 2 weeks, like, I was driving all my shit back from Atlanta.
Wow.
Loading that shit up into my mom's garage.
Yeah.
Packing me and my son's shit up, because I was like, the difference between when I left Pittsburgh for Atlanta was I wasn't able to bring him along at first because I had to set up the space.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That second move, I was like, I'm not leaving my baby. We about to do this shit together.
Yeah. Right.
You know, I think that's something that's important. So for moms, like, sometimes it's important to build with your child instead of building for your child. Because they don't know what the fuck is going on. They just know that mommy's not there. Right. You know what I mean?
It's real.
And so
it's real.
They don't understand work. What's work? It's a choice. It feels like a choice, right? So I had made the decision, like, no, we're going to build together. We're going to get in the mud together.
Right.
So we was out there in Mexico.
What was that transition like for y'all? Like, that's a crazy jump. And like you weren't out there for like you were out there for like a year and some change. Like,
yeah, a year and a half.
How was that adjustment for you? Just like even culturally, just like lifestyle wise?
I felt like I was just like melting into the soft, loving, sweet goodness of the divine. I don't even know how to say it, but that's what it felt like, because it was like, imagine, first of all, Playa del Carmen is beautiful. Cancun is cute.
Yeah.
It's like the pretty hot girl.
Yeah, right.
But Playa is like a
She'll cook for you.
sexy.
Yeah.
She got it all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She's
right.
sexy.
Energy,
she can
vibe,
cook.
yeah, right. The combo with fire, right, yeah.
I mean, and conversation is good.
Yeah, right.
Sweet poom poom.
Exactly, right.
Let's got that too.
Yeah.
You know
if you need.
If you want it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So that's how Playa is. And so, like, immediately I thought I was going out there to build my online like business, because I was like, I gotta make money. This is scary.
What business were, like what lane of industry were you going for?
Coaching.
Okay.
I feel like all hairstylists or therapists, people are always asking me for advice. I was always doing like readings and stuff for astrology. I still do offer them, like, sometimes if someone asks me.
Yeah.
But I was really doing a lot of like shadow work coaching, supporting people with working through their fears, because that's what I was actively working towards. And just trusting the divine and working with the divine instead of working against the divine, because I think that we do that a lot out of fear. And so that's what I was building my business around. But also, like, I still had my Mystic Hair Care line.
Okay.
So my moisturizing kit, I was doing that in Mexico years ago, and people loved it there. So that was really what I was doing. And I was just like out there just building. And like, as soon as I got out there, I thought that's what I was going to be focusing on. And I was getting major opportunities to do music.
Oh, wow.
I was a part of a collective out there with other dope artists out there, like dope artists that even to this day, I'm like, when are you dropping that one we talked about?
Yeah, right.
And it really changed my life, because I really got to see what it is.
Was it locals or just like people that were over there? Or?
It was Black people.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
So some of my closest
They were living out there too, or like what was that?
What'd you say?
They were living out there too, or like, okay, word.
Internationally, Black folks is like outside.
Yeah, right.
In Bali, in Thailand, wherever there is people, there are Black people.
I mean, yeah.
And so that's what I had to realize. We are not the minority. We're definitely the majority. And that helped me to see that, because, I mean, literally a part of how I was making my ends meet was I was twisting locks.
Yeah.
There has to be a lot of locks out there for me to twist locks.
Right.
And live off of it in another country. I wasn't able to carry
gotta be locks out there for you to twist, right?
Yeah. Because that's what I do.
Right.
Really a braider, baby. I can do a little 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Pero.
Yeah. Pero if you need it.
Pero if you need it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a lock girly. You know what I'm saying? So I was fixing locks, repairing locks, putting locks in, taking locks out. Like, I was doing all the things. And I was also being able, because I was going through such a spiritual awakening, I was also able to connect the spiritual aspect of here that I wasn't able to really do when I was in Atlanta, because it was like, you know, I'm pretty typically I always have my leke on. Today I don't. I always carry them with me, but I don't have them on today. So I'm like, I was always that spiritual hippie dippy girl that people was just like, what the hell is she doing? But the shit works.
Yeah.
You said you wanted that bold patch.
Yeah, right.
To come back. Right? So we gonna say this prayer and rep Gregory on it.
Right. And then you're gonna build your life, Brother Gregory. Yeah.
And then you're gonna find a wife.
Yeah, right.
And then your wife is gonna give you 2 kids. And your grandma said, but that's enough. I know it's enough. I don't want to.
Funny as hell, son.
So that was my experience even in Atlanta. So then I just kind of leaned into it in Mexico, because they loved it there. They were like, yeah, like I was doing aura cleanses. Just really putting the sacredness back into the life, you know what I mean, into life. And that's kind of like what I do everywhere. And I try to like bring the ritual aspect back to life, bring the ceremony back to life, to the mundane, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that's what I was doing out there.
Were some of your facts? I mean, like, were some of your first sessions out, like some of your first workshops, like I just said, like, were they out in Mexico?
I would say yes. I was always called into leadership, because, you know, I teach. So before I moved, before the door opened for me to go to Atlanta, even I had been teaching for like 12 years or so.
Okay.
A course called Cultural Cosmetology that I developed, which is like a self-love course that I was teaching in Pittsburgh Public, all over.
That's dope.
So I was also teaching when I was away. That was another way that I was making my ends meet. But I've always been in a teaching role. I've always been in that sort of role.
So like that wasn't new for you, like when you started like doing your workshops and all that?
No. When I was doing my workshops, it was like a natural path. I just added more music, but I did a lot of work with One Hood back in the day.
Okay, work. Yeah, no.
So I've always been a teaching artist.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like, what did, at least, so like, when you started, like, doing your workshops, and like, by that, like, I mean, it's like more of like your sound sessions. Like, how did that formulate for you, and like, what did that look like when you were like, putting those together?
So, you know what's so funny? I was telling someone that like my first sound session was in Mexico, but that is a lie.
Oh, shoot.
I've been always the spiritual girly.
Yeah, right.
And I've always added that element.
Yeah, okay.
That element has never left me.
There you go. Right.
So I had a artist, my first residency was at Community Forge in like 2017 or 18 or 19, something like that.
So from you fairly recently, yeah, facts.
Yeah, so like then I also like I did this event, and I still do this event called We Gather, where I rented out this mansion, the Octopus House, if y'all familiar, in Wilkinsburg. And like basically we did like an evening retreat, like a sunset retreat.
Okay.
Where we did like yoga, breathing exercises by the fire pit, and we did live music. I sang. And so, yeah, like, and I had like really yummy food. That's always, because like I said, that Taurus moon.
Yeah.
Snack.
Yeah, right.
It's always got to be a good snack. So it was like yummy food, healing, wellness, and music. Okay. And so I did that in collaboration with Sybil Shrine.
Okay.
2019.
Okay.
So I've always been doing it. I don't know when I didn't do it like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's how you, like, know that, like, you're truly, like, it's just truly what you do. You from, like, you can't remember a time when, like, you weren't fucking doing it. You know
yes. I mean? So, I've always been the hippy dippy girl.
Yeah.
Like, always. Right. Always. So, yeah.
So, like, what, and just for anyone who may not be familiar, like, what, can someone expect from one of your sound sessions? Like, what is kind of the experience, like, just generally? Like, I'm sure everyone is different and has its own unique identity in, like, some way, but like just generally, what could someone expect if they wanted to come to one of your joints?
Yeah, okay. So like I said, always I believe, so I'm a community organizer as well. That's like what I do, right? That's the technical term for what I do. But I use music, I use food, I use community together so that we can, because I really believe that community, we all have the solution to any problem that we ever experience. I really, Janera Solomon, I heard her say this before, and she was one of the co-directors, I think, of the Kelly Strayhorn years and years ago. But I heard her say, like, your solutions are only three persons or three people away from you. Anything that you need is in your circle. But we don't know, through the intentional racism, through intentional attack on our communities, through the crack epidemic and everything else, COINTELPRO and everything else, our communities was intentionally destroyed.
Right.
And so the trust was intentionally destroyed. And so that's one of my things. I want to bring that back. So if you come to any of my experiences, you're going to eat good. You're going to be amongst good-ass company, beautiful people. You're going to have some good-ass music.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel good when you leave.
Absolutely.
And you're going to feel like I could do whatever the hell I'm here to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so that's pretty much the basic of what I offer, and that's in every element. I have also, right now, I'm in collaboration with one of my friends, Taylor. We have a house party that we throw, which I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that off the mic.
Yeah, no, but, absolutely.
It's like it's an elevated kickback.
I'm hip. Like, y'all were just in D.C. not too long ago, correct? For a house party, or was
that was for a retreat. That was for retreat work. So Taylor that's going to be here. She and I haven't done anything out of the city yet. I was doing Sunday service, is what you're talking about.
Right. Okay. No. You're right.
Yeah. So Sunday service is a sound bathing praise and worship experience.
Okay.
And so we utilize ceremony, we utilize sound bowls, and we utilize the voice and communal prayer to just experience God together and fellowship. A lot of people are not really going to church anymore,
right?
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Some people still in the church, and there's nothing wrong with that. But everyone deserves a place to fellowship,
right?
everyone deserves a place to be and to feel seen and to feel love and feel the love of the divine. I think that's our birthright. And I think that we need that in order to stay hopeful. This is a crazy ass world.
Right.
What the hell?
Right.
The hell you?
Yeah.
But it's a wild time.
Right,
We don't
right.
say it's a wild ass time. So I feel like, you know, spirituality, it gives you that soft space. It gives you that home. It gives you that refuge. It gives you that place. And the way that I am interested is I want to point people back to the divine within them, because we all walk with a piece of God inside of us. And so, yeah.
No, I feel that. And as far as like, you know, your music, like, was Mexico like the first time like you really like just started kind of recording stuff, or like, you know, just kind of even really putting your foot down in the music lane?
No and yes. I would say music was just coming through me in that chapter. I had a lot of time to just connect. But no, I have this song called Runaway Love that I released, I think, in 2019. And it's a reggae song.
You made it with
Oriel.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to remember the name.
Yeah, Oriel. And so I love that song. It's a reggae song. It's so funny. People be like, I didn't know you sing reggae. I'm like, my daddy is a reggae musician.
Yeah, right.
My first technical band outside of my daddy's band, because that band wasn't my band.
Yeah, right.
Was a reggae band.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I love reggae. Like, I feel like there's a certain sacredness that, you know, folks that are practitioners of that music don't play about. You're going to feel the bass. That's medicine. You're going to feel for the natural mystics of the collaboration of the different sounds. And so, yeah, so I would say I'm always writing music. I'm always putting out music.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, right.
I have like a whole EP. I have a few EPs that's just sitting in the studio. I'm working with
For
releasing
real.
that.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have like enough.
Right.
Enough. And I'm really working on hopefully releasing some of that. I don't know when. Soon though. I'm working on it.
Absolutely. And just even like, you know, speaking about your catalog, like you dropped your first solo single, like, you know, no features on that last February. You know, like you were speaking on it earlier, Worthy.
That was an affirmation song, but the first song would actually be Runaway Love.
Oh yeah. Cause like I was just like, cause you worked with Oriel on Runaway Love, right?
Yeah, so like, he featured on it. Yeah,
copy. But yeah, Worthy is just you. Like it's just dolo.
Yes, you're right, and it's so funny because I have so much music in the studio, which is mostly just me.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
but
my
like,
only song.
Release, you feel me? Not enough, but no.
Yes, no, I'm glad you mentioned that. See, that's why it's so important.
100%.
Artists release your shit.
Real shit.
I'm gonna do it too.
I was about to say, because like I was even about to preface like it with, you know, once you said that, so I was like, at least your first solo that like you dropped, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was worth it.
But just kind of, you know, because like you kind of even touched on earlier, just like kind of what went into you. You know, it's like what life was looking like for you when you were making the song, or like when you were writing the song at least. But what was that like creative process like for you? Like by then, were you like already pretty ingratiated into the music making process? Was that something like you kind of had to like learn about while you made that song? Like what did that look like for you?
No, I always wrote. Yeah. I wrote my first poem when I was in like second grade.
Wow, okay.
And I think it was because I remember my teacher was like, oh, she was teaching us about poetry. And I was like, oh, I do that all the time. Yeah, okay. I'm like, and I've like wrote this poem about pears. Yeah. And I was like pears and fruits in this grocery store. And it was like this whole thing. And then I was able to like study poetry throughout my life with like Vanessa German was my first teacher, KL, which is like an old school Pittsburgh dope ass poet. You know what I mean? And so I was like slamming a little bit when I was like, I guess like 13 or 14.
Okay.
So I've always wrote. It's been a personal practice. It's how I manage my mind.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
What made you want to just incorporate music into just like your practice and like what you do as far as like your workshops and your sessions?
I feel like it just came natural. I don't think there was ever. I'm never without music. Like if you sit next to me, I'm always humming, singing. Like I hear music in my head. I literally like will quote songs as an answer. Like that's music is just in me. It's just in me. I'm always dancing around like it's like I have a jukebox in my head. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So I think that it was just natural. I just wanted to give people opportunities and spaces to just like release, because I felt so many times that music came and got my ass. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
And so I just always that was like a promise that I'll always like make space for other people to experience music.
Yeah.
And not have to think about other things. You know what I mean? Like I love singing wherever the hell I'm invited to sing. You know what I mean? And I love when it's a sacred space. I love when people can just like be with each other and just be with the sounds and just lean into their own experience and their inner sanctuary. So yeah.
Yeah, nah, shout out to that. And again, like, go check out Worthy. It's on Spotify, and again, like, you performed it at our graduation. You know, I mean, listen, I feel like you should just release more music, just like outside of you. Know what I mean, just like, you know, affirmations and all that stuff. I mean, because like, you know, you have a great voice. You know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate
definitely gotta, like, you know, show people and just like, you know, at least let us in on some of that catalog you guys see. You feel me?
Thank you. I'm working on it now that I'm fired.
Yeah,
I got more. I got more time on my hands.
Right. Yeah. Right. The time is freed up.
Yes, my time is freed up more. So I hope to release some more music this summer. I mean, this year. I don't want to say this summer because the summer is here.
Yeah. Right.
And it's about to be gone.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. No. For sure. So as far as like your practice goes, and then like we can get into a little bit about you know, artist talk, obviously, but as far as like your practice goes, like, were you entirely self-taught? Like, who did you like? I know you took some classes. I know you know you were taking the classes out in Mexico, correct? In an astrology class, or
that was astrology.
Okay.
But when it comes to music, yeah, like I have like dabbled in music. But like I said, so my daddy is a musician. His mother was a musician. On my mom's side, my mom played instruments. She's musical, but she does not consider herself a musician. But her mother sang opera, and her mother sang. So I get it from both sides. But I think that I took some classes, but it was just kind of in me. Like, she was always playing in the house.
Yeah.
And I also got an opportunity to work with Giselle. I'm trying to think of her artist name, but Giselle, I actually got a chance to study opera for 6 months.
Oh, dope.
Which was a surprise.
Was it in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay, dope.
It was actually right before I moved to Atlanta. I think it was right before I moved in that little section. But it's so funny. You never know what doors are going to open. You just have to trust and walk. Because in that situation, I thought we were just going to be doing some jazz music.
Okay.
When I opened that folder and seen some Italian opera,
right,
I was like,
what the fuck?
What? She's like, oh yeah, and you're a soprano, and I'm a soprano. She said, yes.
I thought that show ended.
She said, yes, drop your jaw, pretend like you're biting into an apple. I was like an apple. But I just submitted to the process.
Yeah, right.
And it was one of the most beautiful experiences. Like, so I did some formal training, but it was like 6 months. I really would love to like just be able to dedicate some more time to it. It's such a beautiful art form, especially like when you study it from like the perspective of an adult and not like when you're a kid, like pretending and like, you know what I mean? Like it's really beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing what control you have to have, but also be at a space of relax to allow your voice to move through your body. It's really scientific.
I'm sure. Like, is there like, and just even like as far as like your spiritual practice goes, or just even like your meditative practice, like, is that self-taught as well? Like, did anyone teach you? Like, did you guide any, or like, did you look to anyone for guidance in that lane, or not? Yeah.
I was trying to heal my anxiety.
Yeah, I feel like
And I was like, oh, when I breathe, I don't have as many panic attacks.
Yeah,
like I was suffering in a lot of ways. And then I was really just like praying a lot, and I was doing a lot of cleansing. So okay, I would say maybe so when I was 19, I had one of my most severe bouts of sadness, which I try not to attach myself to depression because I believe in word power sound. I believe in watching your words. But suffering with sadness is another way that I describe dealing with, you know, that depression energy. And so I was like having a very, very serious bout of it. It was like right after I got out of high school, I was like living in Delaware. I done lived everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Living in Delaware. And I really, really, really was like having like really, really like anxiety, like a lot of anxiety. And I started being like, no, I literally have to do something. I'm not going to make it. like, and so like just through like, I don't know, I guess it was just God. I was like the first time I was 19 and I got introduced to Queen Afua. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Queen Afua. Queen Afua is like Sacred Woman, Queen of Food is like the first book that I say everyone start with when it comes to like.
Oh, okay, so it's a book.
It's a book.
Okay, copy. Okay.
And she was like, I mean, doing the vegetarian thing like in the 90s, in the 80s, before it was easy.
Oh, she was real. Okay, so
Yes.
like she was really about it. Yeah, vegetarian in the 80s, you vegetarians.
For real, for real.
Yeah, right.
And I think she's out of Brooklyn, and her son is probably like her son is older, is probably like in his 40s, but he also wrote a book for men.
Okay.
I think his name was, I don't know, because I don't read the men's book. I read the women's book.
Yeah.
But I think that book helped me to understand everything. It helped me understand the way that you eat. Why was I having this anxiety? And I was able to see that it aligned with the food that I was eating. So I'm not a person that can eat beef. It's an inside joke. The Hulk comes out when I'm eating beef.
Yeah.
If I ever need to go to war, I need to be eating beef.
Yeah, right.
If I just want to go to the grocery store, I don't need to be eating nothing.
Yeah. That's my secret, Cap.
That's my secret. I don't need to eat nobody's beef.
That's hilarious.
But a lot of women don't even realize it. But sometimes, especially now, because of the way we treat our animals in America, we really don't need to be. We need to be careful, choosing wisely with what we eat.
Right.
So that was my first, I would say that was my first experience reading that book. And I was just like, what the hell?
Okay.
It was like, because her book is called Sacred Woman. It felt like the Natural Girl's Bible, because it was like, it gave you rites of passage.
Interesting.
It gave you the opportunity to like move through different gates. We don't have that anymore, rites of passage anymore, connected to our culture. Or we have rites of passage, but it's more so through life. And so it's like through hardships.
Yeah, right.
You know, your first motherhood experience. Sometimes we have hard motherhood experiences or birthing experience. That be our rites of passage. But typically in most societies, women go through, every woman has a rites of passage. Same thing as men.
Right.
So I would say if you're in the beginning of your journey, Sacred Woman is a good go-to. I still have that book. I carry that. I've never lost that book. I am 35.
Yeah.
And that book has been with me.
Wow.
Since then.
Wow. It's just crazy how shit like that can just impact you like that. Yeah, y'all can just take it through life. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like I was looking and I was seeking, and the teacher showed up, and that's what they say. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, I mean, like that's, and then like from there, just like even kind of fast forwarding, it just kind of shaped how you even just like kind of move through your practice now, and the way like you set up some of your events and your workshops and all that. Like it just kind of, that's the nucleus of.
Yeah, and I think Howard, like learning about ATRs, that blew my whole cat back.
Yeah.
I was like, a con. It was like amazing. I was like, Orishas, like elements? Like the earth. Personification of the earth elements. So I had this whole like thing. So yeah, I would say school, I would say taking that class around African religions and traditions, I believe it was, or something like that. I don't remember. Again, I was like a whole kid. I'm a whole adult now. But I would say those two things definitely influenced my experience.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like just the way I was raised, like I mentioned, my grandma is a nationalist. I need to stop saying was. She's here, 93, still kicking, driving, and everything else. But because of the way I was raised, we were raised doing Kwanzaa and Emoji Karamu and just like real Afrocentric. So I think because of my upbringing, I was naturally open to spirituality as in a more vast way.
Sure.
I won't say I'm religious.
Yeah.
Even though I love religion.
Right.
I'm not religious.
Right.
Spiritual.
Right.
And so there's a difference.
No, I completely agree. Obviously we would be remiss if we did not talk about our past cohort that we just graduated from last month. So
Sid did her damn thing.
No, and then some,
and
but
then some.
What so like at what point did you first hear about Artist Talk for you personally?
So it's funny because the first time I heard about it, I had met Sid. It was like we both had just got back to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And we were at,
that's crazy.
Yes, we were at a scale event. Shout out to Lee Pugliani. I think I said it right.
Yep.
She had a scale event bringing all the dope people in Pittsburgh together, which is what she does. And I had met, I feel like I seen Sid around from art experiences before she left for Cali. I think she was in Cali.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
And so we both were like back in the city, and we were just like, I just want to make a change.
Yeah.
I want to bring some new things. I learned some cool
Was she in LA like corrupt. Like, was it LA?
So, I think she
I
was
feel like
in
I want to say LA, but if I'm wrong, say forgive me. But
yeah, and I think she was in LA for about the same time that I was in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
okay, yeah,
And so when we seen each other, she was like, I was telling her what I was doing, and she was actually interested in like working together.
okay, like set up an event or something, or just like
yeah, like an event, and having me a part of it, because I think her first, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think her first one was in Philly, and so she was actually wanting to have me support the thing that she was working on.
Yeah,
That
right.
time, I think it was like her first like event. I don't think that it was a full cohort at
Yeah,
that point.
right.
And so to just blossom, it just blossom and blossom and blossom. And my reason for joining it was because I'm always curating spaces for people.
Right.
And I don't often get to experience, just enjoy the space. And so, and I'll be trusting people to throw dope shit.
Yeah, right.
She throws some dope shit.
Bro, she's fire, bro.
So I was really thankful to like be a part of that, because I just was able to just be and not be the facilitator.
Yeah, right.
And I was able to meet Quest in person. Me, him have mad friends that know each other. And
okay. Well, there you go.
It was like finally our turn to meet.
Yeah.
So that was another thing.
Absolutely.
And what else? Just meeting all of y'all.
Yeah,
y'all
right.
So dope.
No, I mean likewise, yo.
Court is lit.
It's fire, for sure. Yeah, nah, real shit though. Dope group of individuals, absolutely.
Super dope. Super dope. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like that. It's crazy how you were in Mexico and she was in LA, and like y'all just happened to come back to Pittsburgh at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Which led, domino effect 10 years later. Yeah. You're in one of her fucking cohorts, bro. Like, that's fucking insane.
I want to say it was like 2 years later.
Yeah. I mean, son, look at God in that aspect.
Yes.
I mean, this is just shit like that is just wild to me. So it's like, damn, so look at life. Beautiful? Yeah, I mean, you just look at life vibes. Like,
man, even just what she's doing for Pittsburgh.
It's like, again, like we won't even be able to see, just because, I mean, like, we were a part of it, but son, looking back, bro, it's just like what she's doing is crazy.
Yeah, because I've been talking a lot about spirituality and leadership, but the way, so Sid does it through a mental health type of scope. Right. I would say I do similar things, but it's more so the spiritual,
absolutely right,
and emotional scope. Yeah. But she does a lot of mental health and emotional and spiritual.
Yeah. Like she hits like whatever. Again, she just hits all the facets of that specific cohort of what you may need, what your cohort colleague may need. It's just
in the business,
it's for
aspect.
Everybody. I mean, it's just super dope. And I even want to ask, like, was the cohort like you expected it to be initially? Like, were there things that
no?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what did you expect? Like,
I didn't really. I felt that she was doing cool things. I applied and I got in. There's no way to expect what you receive.
Of course, absolutely right, yeah.
Because again, I think that leaders, and I say that you're a leader because you have a podcast. I say that.
Well, I host the podcast.
Host, have to be able to bring people together and allow them to tell their story. That's a leadership role. It's like what we would say maybe a griot. I'm trying to say, you telling stories, you're opening the door for stories to be told to support people in their development or just to get to know and connect. But I feel like all the people that we're in the cohort with are leaders in the city for different reasons.
Facts.
And so I think that is what's missing. You know what I mean? Because in other cities, there's a lot of cohorts. There's a lot of opportunities for people to develop their leadership skills. And I feel like in Pittsburgh, we're now seeing that. Right. We're seeing wonderful programs like Artist Talk. We're seeing wonderful programs like the Basquiat program that Dior is just, I don't know if you've seen that. My sister Dior, shout out, boo.
Oh, no.
A beautiful leadership development course. I want to say like cohort. I think it's a year long though, similar. And it's for teaching artists and creatives. And I'm working on something for spirituality and leadership because I think that what's happening is we're in these leadership positions, but then we're working on so many things deep down inside.
Right.
And it's affecting the way we lead. But we're needed to be like 10 toes down.
Facts.
In our leadership so that we can do the work we're called to do. So if you're called to be a leader in this aspect, but you're still dealing with like some deep-seated mommy issues, which we all have in some capacity,
Right.
it's going to affect the way that you work with other women. It's going to affect the way that you show up. It's going to affect the way of your self-worth. It's going to affect the way you work with other colleagues.
Right.
And that altogether creates more crab in the barrel. We don't need no more of that.
Right.
It creates jealousy. It creates insecurity. And so we're looking to mitigate that through self-healing, you know what I'm saying, as far as what I'm working on.
Yeah.
But I think that in general, like, people are doing some really cool shit. It's a good ass time to be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I completely agree.
For someone who has lived in minty places.
Yeah, right.
Been to minty places,
Yeah.
lived in many places.
Yeah.
This is a good ass time.
I agree.
To be in Pittsburgh.
It's like a renaissance going on. Like,
man, it's
truly.
beautiful.
Yeah, real shit. So like was there anything in particular like you wanted to take away from the experience, like, you know, just like when you were at least initially starting out? Like, was there any one thing that you wanted to, like, you know, at least take away that's like tangible from the court, like as far as like a skill, a mindset, like, you know, what were you?
Yeah.
Kind of
So there was like two things.
Yeah.
One thing, I wanted to be with people who cared about mental health, because that's important.
Right.
That's really important. And I feel like I met some cool people.
100%. 100%.
I feel like our cohort is the shit.
Nah, for real.
So that's the one thing.
Okay.
The other thing is, like, opportunities to be connected to mentors or people in their expertise.
Right.
So maybe not even mentors, and maybe mentors.
Yeah.
But people that know that they are inside their element,
right.
inside of their expertise. So, understanding more about grants and understanding more about, you know, the mindset it takes. I want to say my favorite, I can't even say it's my favorite because there were so many good ones. But I really, really enjoyed the one that we did with Malik.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. No,
that was so lit.
For sure, yeah, I agree.
And he's also a poet, and he's also
Malik is dope. I fuck with Malik heavy.
Yeah, I'm shouting everybody out.
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like that was a really good one, and a part of it was because he was like, "Nah, go get your bread, go get your money,
yeah, right,
go afford the life that you want to have." And we don't talk about wealth for real. We don't talk about, like, and to me that comes back to worthiness. And so that's why affirmations are so important, because we only will ever stretch ourselves to what we believe we could stretch into.
Wow, man.
So it's like, so I would say, like, I was interested in learning better how to, like, take care of my creative business. You know what I mean? And my creative business is Yaya's House, Beauty and Spiritual Wellness.
Absolutely, yep.
Studio. And so we focus on beauty, we focus on spiritual wellness, we focus on the emotional wellness, we focus on events and classes on how to, like, take care of yourself. We're not taught how to take care of our spiritual bodies. And it makes a difference.
Correct.
You know what I mean? We're not taught how to heal for real. And so yeah, like, I'm so excited, you know what I mean? I'm excited for what I'm working on next. You know what I mean? I'm excited for, like I said, the future of Yaya's House, Beauty and Spiritual Wellness Studio, and what's coming about for that.
Absolutely.
And just like I said, the classes, just bringing the sacredness back to life.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of, wrapping up here. I just kind of want to reflect on, you know, for you, what do you think is the biggest way you grew from when you started the cohort to when you graduated?
Okay. I really feel like it's a communal thing.
Yeah.
I really feel like building my community with y'all, like getting to know y'all better, seeing that, like, this work is so important.
Right.
Because I think a lot of times, like, we value what makes money. We value what's going to help us make more money.
Right.
We don't necessarily value ourselves and our wellness. And so to see y'all just, like, blossom, and to see y'all just
likewise, though, like, I mean, you were fucking doing your thing right there with us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I felt at the end, though, I felt like a proud, like, I'm a big sister.
Yeah,
so I felt like a proud big sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, like, I feel like that's the biggest thing I would say I took away And it was just good to see Sydney do her thing. She
Right.
said she wanted to do that when she got back here, and she's doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I love to see that. I felt inspired. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people are like, Pittsburgh this, Pittsburgh that.
No.
Well, no, this is a time.
Mm-hmm.
Do the thing you're called to do.
Yeah.
Do the thing that you're here to do. And do it loudly.
Yep.
And organize yourself. I think organization too.
Okay, yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it though.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I grew in so many ways. It's like hard to like say or
pinpoint.
One.
Yeah.
I know I'll be going home like, damn, I should have said.
Yeah, right.
But I really do feel like community, y'all. Like, it's community. Like, we don't need to be in silos.
Yeah.
And there's more space. There's enough space for all of us to be that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and just to see all the different sides of y'all. Like, everybody was so lit. Like, just everybody. Yeah, so I think
they're just in their element. Graduation was fucking dope just to see everyone. Like, everyone got the spotlight just to do what they do.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't no rules. Just, be yourself for 10, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? And just, rock out. I thought it was fucking dope. Ayana, thank you so much for coming through. It was dope just, hearing your story, just kind of what you get into, what inspired you to do what you do, just kind of the origins of that. This is the point of the pod where if you want to plug anything, events you got coming up, where they can find you on social media if you want to be found, where they can find some of your business at, plug away. But thank you so much for coming through, and we appreciate you for, taking the time.
Well, thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, definitely. Yo.
Yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram and YouTube because I'm dropping some music and I'm dropping some classes and I'm dropping some things. So again, my name is Ayana Sade. I am the owner and creator of Yaya's House. Okay, beauty and spiritual wellness studio. I'm really excited. I have a moisturizing kit, which is a 3-step moisturizing kit that I create from my hands. I use the herbs. Me and the herbs work together to create solutions for our hair and our wellness. But it's a lot deeper than just hair. And so that's what I'm working on. I have some classes, like I said, coming up. I have some spirituality and leadership themed things coming out because that's important. And again, leadership could just even be the mom, the dad, the auntie, the whoever you say you are. Like, we're at this time, we are all leaders in our life. And so being able to be at your best is what I'm interested in supporting people with doing. So yeah, if you want an astrology reading, I'm around. Just follow me because I do all the things. I just told y'all I'm a Gemini, I'm a Jamaican. Come see me. Follow me on my Instagram and then see what you align with. I'm also having a dope party. I don't know when this is going to air, but me and my friend, we throw this party together called The House Party.
Yep.
Lit. It's an elevated kickback. We have a live DJ. Our DJ typically, well, this time and typically is Takumba, so that's Black Future Lit. Yummy Yum Yums, because I just said that. Y'all know I like snacks. And the art gallery. We have a little art gallery inside, which I get to curate, and we work on it together. But it's affectionately called the Love Portal. And so it's like an immersion, and we be having local artists. Last time we had local artists, but we also had some artists from Atlanta and Cleveland. And so yeah, pull up. I mean, just pull up. I'm a blast. Okay.
Absolutely.
I say so myself.
Absolutely. Ayana Sade, the Gemini Jamaican woman. MIC Podcast, man, episode 174. Red One is a master of their creation. We got Ayana Sade in the building. And Rob, bro, peace.